is up, Vigilantes? Welcome back again. Sorry for the wait. A lot of stuff going on. Okay.
Hi. Happy to be here again.
Yes, my wife. She's here again, Christine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Now, listen. We are going to do a movie review today. We don't got John right now, but we're going to do movie reviews. We did our other ones. We did Fast 9 and A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
If you guys want to check it out. But we seen
Space Jam, A New Legacy.
Space Jam. Now, I've been waiting. If you've seen my trailer or the trailer reaction, I have been waiting. You know, it looked good. The movie looked good, but it's cool to see Space Jam 2. So I'm like, okay, LeBron James.
I don't believe that the movie looked good.
All right, she did.
From the trailer, I said this is gonna be whack.
Mm-hmm.
Space Jam 1 is so good. I love Bugs Bunny. He's my favorite character. I loved Michael Jordan. And once I saw this one, I just said, no, this doesn't look good. I don't like anything in the trailer whatsoever.
She didn't like it at all. I thought the second one looked better than the first one. So I'm like, okay, good. And I like Space Jam. I like how the original was with the cartoons. I like how Michael Jordan's story of going into the Toon World and the Goon Squad. It was simple. It wasn't like it was a simple cartoon basketball movie and stuff like that.
I liked the reason why they needed Michael Jordan though, because they needed to win this game against the aliens who had the powerful guns and stuff. This story was whack.
So she thinks that
the story was whack.
She thinks the story was whack, and also all right. So I was excited for it, and it fell flat. It did. So it fell flat. I was disappointed, highly, highly disappointed at Space Jam, and it was like hard to get through the first 30 minutes of it. It was boring.
It was a boreville. I was on my phone. If I'm on my phone, this movie's boring. Yeah. And we're not we have this agreement that we're not supposed to be on our phones during movies that we see together. But he even allowed it. And I'm sorry, LeBron. I'm so sorry, but I just did not like his acting whatsoever.
I don't know why. And he's in certain scenes, other movies, and he didn't do bad, but I just did not get into it. I mean, the second trailer made it really look good, and they hit a lot of stuff. Now, there's a lot so the base thing of the movie is his son gets trapped into cyber server world where an AI intelligence, which is Don Cheadle, I think I'm saying it right. He is the server, person. He's the AI that runs it all. So he has all the WB stuff. Everything they own is in this server room and all that. So they trap him all in there.
And he wants recognition, basically.
Yes.
That's basically the story. He wants recognition.
He wants to be that famous. He wants to be known to be, hey, I'm doing this. The thing 1 or 3,000 he's trying to do, right? And his son he's into video games and
And LeBron kind of wants him to be more into basketball. Like his older son is very into basketball. He wants him to go to basketball camp. But his son is this really smart, he does high tech. He does his own video games. He's that type. He's not really for basketball that.
So that's the conflict of interest with this whole thing. And I think they kind of clear up as the base of the movie. But LeBron's serious. You have to learn your steps, your moves. Stuff like that. He wants to go to Comic-Con, E3 camp. He wants to go to He wants him to go to basketball camp, and it's that's the whole thing. And Don Cheadle brings him in. He knows that LeBron James is the GOAT of our time in basketball. So you got Space Jam.
Don Cheadle is such a good actor. I loved him in Rain on Me. I loved him in Iron Man. He's great, but I don't know. This role just didn't suit him, or he just didn't suit this role, something like that, or the dialogue was just bad. I don't know what it was, but it was so off.
Same here. I love Don Cheadle. He does really good, and he acts good all the time in other movies. Hotel Rwanda was an excellent movie. It's just I don't know what he was overdoing his villainous talk and stuff, and it just didn't work. And I was like, why it just fell flat, and it wasn't landing at all.
Yeah, it just was. And then I didn't like the new thing with the game. I mean, they updated them.
Yeah, they updated the game.
I was like,
whatever. It was in this game world, which it's alright. I mean, but it just the story was not good.
But style points, this points. I'm like, this is so I can't. It's dumb.
Yeah.
And then I get that the WB wanted to put their characters out there because there was so many characters in the background. If you actually look at the background, you can see
Easter
the
eggs
mask.
everywhere.
You can see King Kong is just out there.
Yeah, the
you know?
Iron Giant.
Iron Giant, yeah.
There's Easter
You
eggs
actually, you can
everywhere.
even see Clockwork Orange, which, I mean, for a kid's movie, whatever, I wouldn't put that in there because the Clockwork Orange is one of the hardest movies to watch, but, you know, they want to support it, they can support it all they want.
I just don't. I don't know. I don't know why the WB had to do that. It was cool seeing the characters, but now I'm like they overdid it.
They
overdid it. Like, oh, look at the property we own. Here we go. Merchandise.
yeah.
You know, it's just like it was just overdid it. You know, and I'm like, okay, but then they got to the Looney Tune world and nobody's with Bugs. You know.
Yeah, Bugs had to go to different places to get all his people, and they're in the different worlds of like.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, Lola is in the Amazon world with Diana. So,
Well,
but
but I don't want to try to spoil so much for you, but it was just disappointing stuff. That's the main thing in the movie, and then, you know, it's a game ending, the big game, which is okay. And then you got the Goon Squad, which is all new and updated now and stuff. And it's real basketball players, but, you know, it's still the story just felt like flat. I didn't like it. I wasn't into it. I don't know if it was because it was different.
I pretty much guessed there is a cameo appearance. I pretty much guessed who that was going to be.
Yeah.
It's probably not who you think it's going to be, but I guessed it, right?
They couldn't even get that right, and that's why it was just I couldn't. As I kept going through the movie, I was just like, oh, okay, guys, when is this gonna end? I felt like I watched Space Jam, the original, and I didn't, you know, I felt fine. I felt good. It was a simple movie. It was good.
Space Jam was
Easy
like
to
a
watch.
4 out of 5 for me movie. I loved it. I watched it constantly. Bugs was like, when I was little, my dad got me like every single Bugs collectional thing. I had everything. And
yeah, that's freaking awesome. I love the Toon Squad and all that. It was big.
And,
you know?
like, I loved Michael Jordan. I loved him. I loved everything, to be honest. But then this one just kind of fell so short.
I know. I was so, highly disappointed because this is like long years in the making. You know what I'm trying to say? And they just, I don't know what they did. I don't know why. It's just the story wasn't good. The dialogue wasn't good. LeBron he was just killing it. Like, you know, he's a basketball player, but oh my God, you know, I don't know. It was just bad.
And I'm not saying it has to be like the first one. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for a sequel, at least live up to the first one. This did not live up to the first one. This just flat out disappointed. And this is why I don't really like remakes or sequels that come like years later because they just don't think they work.
Yeah, I mean, it will take your time. I mean, you took too much time, but they probably thought of this like 2 years ago. Let's do a Space Jam movie.
Yeah, like I had no idea they were remaking Turner and Hooch, and like I have no interest in watching it whatsoever because I loved Tom Hanks, and I have no interest whatsoever. I'm not watching it.
Some things need to stay.
Some things just don't need a remake.
But like, I'm so mad. I was like really excited. I was actually, you know, oh look, this, you know, I was just damn. They failed, man. They fell flat for this one. I didn't like it. The dialogue was bad. The pacing.
No, like double.
The pacing was bad. The beginning itself was hard to get through. Man, when you start looking at all the cool stuff which Warner Brother owns, they kind of shoehorn a whole bunch of stuff that they owned in it.
Yeah.
To hype the movie along, I guess, but it just still didn't work.
It didn't at all.
The feeling of them winning the game for a reason. It just, you didn't feel good about it. I mean, maybe for kids, maybe it's different for kids, but I mean, for us, coming back to revisiting the movie, the series, part 2 of it, like I just felt like, oh, they won. Okay, you know the big thing about the game, why you got to do it.
Yeah.
But it's just, I didn't care.
Like my nephew he just turned 4, and for him, he was, wow, this is fun. They were playing basketball. It was cool. But he's young, and this is the first Space Jam experience for him. For us, this is the second, and it just didn't even live up to the potential of the first one.
Yeah.
It could have been, like, I didn't even like that he turned into a cartoon character, which they show in the trailer. That's not a spoiler. But I didn't like that. But even if he was a cartoon character throughout the entire movie, it still wouldn't be a good movie. That's just the point.
It just wasn't a good story. It wasn't a good story, no.
No,
Right there.
yeah. But I don't know how many stars you give this movie.
Yeah. 1.5 out of 5. That was just...
Give it a 1.3 out of 5.
Yeah. I had a high expectations. That's why I know. Just like wow.
I did just.
Wow.
I knew
And
from
it's
the
not us,
get go
yeah, it's
it
a lot of
didn't look
people.
good, and it just was like worse than what I could have even imagined.
And it's not us. It's a lot of people that watched it. Like even some of my reviewers I watched was just like, "What the hell happened?" Like we were just
Yeah, no, I'm like.
damn fell short.
I mean, like, I am someone who it's hard to sit through movies with
Yeah.
sometimes because if they don't catch my attention, I will be in another world.
And it's like, yeah, this fell short. I mean, honestly, and it's like I watched it and I don't even remember it. I'm not excited to talk about it. I'm more like,
Yeah,
damn,
this is
what-
like a disappointment
Yeah.
review. Like, we're usually when we're talking about something we like, you've seen when we saw Fast Five and A Quiet Place, we're like, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, this, that. But this is just like we were bored through the whole movie. I would have fell asleep if I
Damn,
literally
Space
had a
Jam.
pillow on the couch. I probably would have fallen asleep.
Let us down, Space Jam again. And I mean, hopefully, I mean, for kids it's good, but honestly, for like a returning adult coming from a kid,
No.
we were kids when we watched it. Coming back to it, what the fuck? Who knows? Hopefully, don't make a part 3. Let's just
No,
see.
don't.
I mean, no, because that's why I just can't. I can't see it again. But that's our review for this movie. Highly disappointed. I was expecting it to be. I really wanted it to be good.
So we're gonna give it 4 thumbs down,
No.
honey. Yep.
Sorry, y'all. But I mean, a lot of people feel the same way. I just can't. I don't know what they did here. It was just not good, guys. So please, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Become a vigilante, y'all. At least we saw it on HBO Max.
Yeah, for well, not for free, but for like $12.99 a month.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Catch us on the next one.